Hey guys, a simple trip home turns into a hilarious, heartwarming disaster you'll never forget. Watch our classic review.
Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. Today we watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's about a simple flight home that turns into total chaos for Neal Page when he's paired with Del Griffith, the world's most talkative travel companion. Every form of transportation fails spectacularly as the two struggle to get from New York to Chicago. Along the way, Neal learns that even the most annoying person might be the one who needs kindness the most. It was released November 25th, 1987. It was written, directed, and produced by John Hughes. It stars Steve Martin and John Candy. The genre is road trip comedy. We streamed it on Paramount Plus, and the runtime is 1 hour and 33 minutes. For story and pacing, the story was very easy to follow. It kept our interest from beginning to end, and we've seen it a ton of times in the past. Nothing dragged or felt rushed, though I wish the very end in the house had a little more time, a little more detail.
I think the ending was perfection.
Characters and performance. The characters are believable and well developed. There's a scene where Del has to defend himself after Neal rips into him in a hotel, and it's heartwarming. Del explains that he may not be like everybody else, but people like him because he's real. He's himself.
And I don't think a lot of people understand that scene. I think some people get angry at that scene because of
the way Neal is mean to him.
Yeah, the way that Neal is like angry and yelling at him and stuff, but that scene is needed.
Yeah, it shows later on Neal's total transformation.
Yeah.
There were a lot of cameos or actors in the film that weren't stars yet that became stars. Some of these aren't huge stars, but they became well known. Just to name a few, Kevin Bacon, who had a completely silent role. He was in it for 1 minute and 8 seconds. He played Taxi Racer. And this movie came out 3 years after Footloose. He still wasn't well known after Footloose. Ben Stein, he played airport announcer. Dylan Baker, he played Gus's son Owen. Edie McClurg, she played car rental agent. She has probably one of the most famous scenes in a lot of movies. Michael McKean, he played the state trooper. Larry Hankin, he played Doobie, the taxi driver. And Matthew Lawrence, he played Little Neal, Neal's son. And there's probably plenty more. Those are just the ones I noticed. Sound and music. There's classic 80s music throughout. It's perfect nostalgia. Ira Newborn did all the music, and he frequently works with John Hughes, so all that nostalgia makes sense.
I loved the music. Oh my gosh, I kept every time we watch this movie, I'm always going, classic 80s.
In the beginning, the intro words, planes, trains, and automobiles come across the screen. And each time that the word came across plane, a plane would sound, and a train, and then a car. So I thought that was kind of neat. Themes. Every journey is about the people you share it with. I think that was the theme. But you could also say something like, don't judge people too quickly. Emotional reactions. There's laughter, there's anxiety, there's shock, and there's sadness. Direction and writing. There's a lot of creative writing in this film. I mean, people who have seen it 10,000 times will probably be like, it's pretty predictable. But, I mean, it's not. It's great writing. We love it. As far as standout scenes, the rental car desk scene is the reason it's rated R. And it's pretty crazy. There are 19 F-bombs in about a minute in that scene. And I read that, and then we went back and we actually counted it.
Yep.
Overall impact. One thing it did really well was show the chemistry between Steve Martin and John Candy. One thing I would say that it could have done better was in the taxi with Doobie, there's a bunch of naked ladies on the ceiling of the car. I don't think that added anything to the film.
I really thought it was unnecessary. I mean, I know that like he was saying there was that scene with a bunch of like the F-bombs, but that scene honestly was necessary because the F-bombs was like his peak of his frustration and anger. That was the peak for him. But the naked ladies, it was completely unnecessary, was not needed.
They could have all been covered up. They could have still been provocative without being nude. They could have been like a Maxim magazine. But I think that scene right there, even though it's just a blip, it kind of removes it from being a family film. You're not going to watch that with, and I'm sure you guys do, but watch it with your kids and your mother and your grandma. But there's still that scene where it's like, oh,
awkward.
And if you liked this movie, you'll probably also like Uncle Buck. It's a classic John Candy film where he babysits his brother's kids.
That's a classic. If you haven't seen that, please watch that. That's a really, really good movie.
Definitely. Dutch, that's another Thanksgiving road trip comedy where Dutch volunteers to pick up his girlfriend's snobby son from prep school and then drive him across, I don't know if it's across the country, but they go on a road trip because the kid refuses to fly. The trip is a disaster in the funniest ways. And then there's also Home Alone. 8-year-old Kevin McAllister is accidentally left behind when the family goes on vacation. He enjoys being home alone, but 2 burglars are robbing houses in the neighborhood and his house is on the list. So he booby traps the house and he's a little bit of a match for the burglars. It's an enjoyable family comedy that we watch every year around Christmas, and all 3 of those movies are John Hughes films.
Also, Home Alone, very good movie.
Yeah, and so is Home Alone 2. Final thoughts. Favorite element. Holly?
So my favorite element was Neal's emotional turnaround on the subway, where he thinks back to all the things that Del has said to him. This is like at the very, very end, making him realize that Del is basically like all alone, and he's lost his wife. It is the most emotional scene in the entire movie. So throughout the whole film, like you have like the laughs, the craziness and everything, but at this very last part of the movie, this is where like you'll get like the lump in your throat or you get tears in your eyes because it brings all the feels.
You really see that turnaround for Neal where he was a inconsiderate jerk and he's really come along and been transformed by Del's emotion and friendship.
Yes. So that's my favorite element of the whole film. What about you?
Mine also involves that emotion, but it's the walk home right after this scene with Del when he rings his own doorbell and shows that transformation of himself as the uptight, impatient man that he was just a couple of days ago, and a respectful introduction of Del to his family without just barging in with a stranger. I used to think it was weird that he rang his own doorbell. I'm like, why wouldn't he just walk in? But John Hughes did it on purpose to show that transformation, and he did it for a much deeper meaning. So I thought that was awesome. Least favorite element, I couldn't find anything to dislike. I mean, I liked everything about this movie. I couldn't find anything. So, I mean, I looked. And so I thought, well, maybe the nudity kind of ruined it for the family.
That's like the only thing we could really think of, but it's such like a flash of a moment. Like literally, like it flashes it.
I think it ruins the opportunity to be a family film, though.
That would probably be the only thing that we could think of. Other than that, it is such a good film.
Yeah.
It really is.
Optional. The budget was $15 million, and the box office made $49.5 million. It broke even after about a week in theaters in '87. They do the same skeleton trick in this film as they do in Home Alone. If you're watching and the car's going down the wrong way and there's 2 semis that go between or around the car, there's a brief, just little skeleton scene real quick. This is edited by Paul Hirsch, and he edited Carrie. He edited the first Star Wars. He edited The Empire Strikes Back, Footloose, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Steel Magnolias, Mission Impossible, and a ton of other major movies.
Hence why Kevin Bacon probably is in it.
Yeah, probably. They're like, I know a guy. In the very beginning, he's in a meeting where his boss is taking his sweet time and he's holding everybody up. He has to catch a 6 p.m. flight to Chicago to make it home by 9. His colleague suggests he takes the 8 p.m. flight to avoid rush hour and so he can get home. If he had just done that, the entire film would have been unnecessary because he would have made it home. That little scene where his colleague is like, why don't you just take the 8 p.m. with me? He's like, nah. If he had just done that, boom, no movie. To the recommendation.
All right, so for this one, since it's already streaming, we will do either the streaming or do not stream. But this is such a classic holiday film and one of the few Thanksgiving films out there. We are definitely going to recommend to stream it.
Yeah, or buy it.
Yeah, or buy it. Yeah, it's a very good film. So we're going to ask our question that we normally do at the end of our videos. And this one is, what is your favorite John Hughes film? And if you don't know any, look them up because he does have quite a few out there.
What's yours?
Mine is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It is definitely a guaranteed watch in our household every Christmas season. And we watch it more than probably any other Christmas movie. Because I love it so much.
Yeah, multiple times a year.
He'll walk out or come into the living room, and it is normally on during the Christmas season because I love it so much.
Weren't we watching something else? Yeah, but this is on. Okay.
And what about you?
Mine is Home Alone. I have really good memories with my grandma watching this in the 90s, and so that's mine.
He loves it so much. He has memorized probably in the entire video, line by line by line.
I don't know if it's this one or Lost in New York.
Thank you guys so much for coming to see us on our amazing couch here. And don't forget, you guys matter to us.
Especially you right there. That
one right there?
No, not him.
That one?
Her, yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.